This video is closed captioned. Retirement is the carrot at the end of a stick, a very long, labor-intensive stick. But once you put in your time and have the appropriate level of assets and financial security, you need to retain your desired lifestyle. All bets are off. Welcome back to Travel Droner. I'm Anthony, and I can't wait to talk to you about retirement today. More and more people are looking into destination retirement. It makes sense. More people have the financial freedom to retire early, which means more active retirement. And why not spend those active years exploring a new country, language, and culture? When considering a country to put down permanent roots, it must check several boxes. Quality of life is paramount. Factors like weather, proximity to airports, access to health care, and cost of living will carry different weights for each person. You'll find that Portugal meets many of the requirements of a comfortable retirement and consistently tops lists of most attractive locations for expats. In the coastal region of Portugal, the weather is warm year-round, with around 300 days of sunshine each year. Winters are mild, and the temperatures rarely drop below freezing, even inland. You might even find some snow in the northern region of Serra da Estrela, which is perfect if you don't want to give up winter sports entirely. Today I'll teach you everything you need to know about retiring to Portugal, how to get your foot in the door, or country, logistics and pros and cons. Let's face it, nowhere is perfect, but Portugal just might provide your little corner of paradise after you leave the workforce. So, who can retire to Portugal? Good news. Portugal is accessible to just about everyone. The Portuguese government has done its part to make the process as simple as can be and is already home to more than 660,000 expats. There are 4 main categories of applicants, each with its own requirements for entry. All immigrants seeking residency must pass a background check with a clean criminal record. EU citizens. This is the most straightforward process of the 4. If you are moving from one of the 26 other countries in the European Union, all you need to do is apply for residency in Portugal. Once approved, you'll have all the benefits of being a Portuguese citizen. Any Serviço de Estrangeiros e Fronteiras (SEF) office in Portugal can help you start the process. U.S. citizens. As a U.S. citizen, you can enter Portugal visa-free for 90 days and then apply for temporary residence with the D7 visa. You can also get a golden visa. If you are investing in Portugal, like buying real estate, you must show proof of certain income thresholds. This income could be active, like a digital nomad working from Portugal, retirees on fixed incomes like Social Security and investment accounts, or passive income streams. Once you've set up shop in Portugal, you can submit a secondary application for a year-long residence permit. At this point, you might need some more documentation, such as proof of residence. After your year is up, you can renew the permit for 2 years. This can be done twice for a total of a 5-year stay on permits. After these 5 years have elapsed, you can finally apply for permanent residency. Non-EU and non-US citizens. This is by far the most laborious and complicated process. You'll have to visit the Portuguese consular office in your home country to start the process. Have your valid passport, clean criminal record, proof of income, and proof of health coverage that extends to Portugal ready to show. You'll receive a temporary permit valid for 5 years if everything is in order. Again, once 5 years of residency have passed, you can apply for permanent residence. Sephardic Jews. Sometimes known as Hispanic Jews, this group of Jewish people may have ancestors who were exiled during the Portuguese Inquisition during the 1400s and 1500s. Tens of thousands of Jews once called this country home, and the Portuguese government has made it possible for displaced descendants to reclaim citizenship. You'll be granted citizenship if you can prove your Jewish ancestry through documentation. Portugal also offers a fast track to citizenship for those with appropriate financial backing, the Golden Visa. First introduced in 2012, the program is designed to infuse the country with cash and reward investors with a path to citizenship. There are several routes to choose from, ranging from real estate acquisitions to capital investments in specific sectors. This particular visa provides a 2-year residence permit. The hidden benefit here is that it can be renewed, with the only requirement being spending at least 7 days in Portugal per year. Additionally, Golden Visa holders can travel to other EU countries visa-free. If you enjoy our videos, join us on our journey worldwide by subscribing to our channel. Please click the bell icon to get notified when we publish a new video. Now, let's move on to taxes. No one likes talking about tax obligations, let alone paying them, and holding dual citizenship can make taxes complicated. Prospective retirees want to ensure their wealth isn't taxed in excess, and the government in Portugal has made several changes to the law that make it attractive for foreign retirees. Non-residents experience a discounted tax rate instead of the standard, which can reach nearly 50%. The discounted rate is 20%. No small savings. If you can prove that you haven't been a resident of Portugal for the 5 years prior to your application, you'll qualify. This law, the Non-Habitual Resident Regime (NHR), safeguards your wealth from taxes for 10 years on several international income streams, including salaries, investment profits, rental income, and pensions. Portugal is attractive, in part because of its relatively low cost of living compared to other European countries. Prices will vary, of course, with rural countryside areas being cheaper than the big metropolitan cities, and even within larger cities, locations like Lisbon are in much higher demand than other cities, and the prices reflect this. You can find a single-bedroom flat in the countryside for as little as $300, but prices in more popular cities could easily top $1,000 per month. Three-bedroom apartments in favored areas can cost around $2,000 per month. Of course, rent isn't the only expense you'll have. Utilities are reasonably priced, and you can comfortably budget about $200 per month for internet, water, gas, trash, and electricity. Groceries aren't bad either, and unsurprisingly, you can save money by prioritizing local and seasonal goods. Don't forget to budget for plenty of the wine the region is famous for. I'm certain you'll want to eat out occasionally, and I'm happy to report that it won't break the bank most of the time. Food is one of the greatest treasures of this country. Make sure to treat yourself to pastel de nata once in a while. Decadent custard tarts that are a staple of Portuguese culture. Given Portugal's proximity to the sea, dishes featuring octopus, grilled sardines, and hearty seafood stews will be found on many menus. Another tasty treat is Iberian black pork, a heritage breed of pig brought to the area by the Phoenicians and still bred today in Spain and Portugal. Now, I'm sure you're asking, will I need a car? Public transportation in Portugal is well established. The bus system is cheap to use and well connected around the country. And in larger cities like Porto and Lisbon, metro lines connect neighborhoods with city centers, and there are always taxis which charge less than $1 per kilometer. You could easily own a car if you'd like, but you can get by without one. If you do choose to drive yourself around Portugal, there are some unique requirements for Portuguese motorists. Not only do you need a valid driver's license, vehicle registration, and vehicle inspection report, but you need to have several safety items available at all times. That includes a reflective jacket for the driver and every single passenger, a first aid kit, spare bulbs for external lights, and extra contact lenses or glasses if the driver has a prescription. While these are great items to have anywhere you're driving, the police can request proof of these items anytime, and you'll be fined if you don't have them readily available. Safety first. The next big-ticket item for retirees is healthcare. Public healthcare is only available to foreigners with permanent residence, so until you have established permanent residence, you'll be forced to acquire private healthcare. It's not too costly and can range from $20 to $100 per month, depending on the type and level of coverage. Once you're a permanent resident, you can use public healthcare. An added bonus is that public healthcare is free for qualifying individuals over the age of 65. Portugal is one of the safest countries in the world, and crime isn't something that lives at the forefront of residents' minds. The Portuguese people are friendly and compassionate. They are happy to drop what they're doing to help a friend or relative in need. It's just the mindset I want to surround myself with when I retire. That does it for today's list. If you live in or have spent extensive time in Portugal, what are your favorite cities? Let everyone know in the comments below. And if you have any countries you'd like to learn more about in a future video, be sure to call them out in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button before you move on to the next video. And if you're hungry for more travel content, ring the bell to subscribe to the channel and be the first to find out about fresh videos. Until next time.